Hello, 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 everyone. This is Raquel Walters of the Your Purpose and Business.com. And today I am so thrilled and honored to be having a conversation around business, wellness, and guess what? Dog therapy with Dr. Barbara Vokatis, right? And so before I start speaking with Dr. Barbara, like I always love to do this, Dr. Barbara, I wanna definitely highlight your bio, your background, what you do. And then I just want you to take it away, all right? Because I think that this topic tonight is a really important one, especially when it surrounds wellness, because we all need that, and how we can utilize dog therapy, right? So,
Yes.
Dr. Vokatis is I am so sorry. I
No
can't speak
problem.
tonight. I'll start over. Dr. Vokatis is a literacy education associate professor who is passionate about dog therapy in educational
Mhm.
settings. And together with her golden doodle, Carmel, she has been visiting a local school since 2018. In 2021, she self published two books, From Unruly to Therapy Dog, The
Yeah.
Amazing Journey, and her second book, The Amazing Power of Dog Therapy, How Dog Therapy Dog Transform Children's Learning. She has a third book that's up and coming, and it's titled Teachers and Therapy Dog Teams Innovative Collaborations to Make a Difference for Children, where she describes a creative and innovative way of including therapy dogs in schools. And Barbara lives in upstate New York. So, Dr. Barbara, welcome to the show.
Welcome. I'm just so happy that we can have a chat, a conversation. I love it. Thank you so much for the invitation.
You're very welcome, and I'm so honored to have you on. So let's dive right in. You have such a quite impressive background as far as your education, and I know that you are a two-time author, and you have a third book coming up. But tell us, how did you start your career, and share with us the purpose behind all you do?
So, I started my career generally in education some time ago and in a different country in Europe, in Poland. I did my master's degree in English, and then I came to the United States in 2000.
Yeah.
So it's been 23 years, and here I did my second master's in literacy, and I was a teacher in Poland too for several years. And then I decided to keep learning more about literacy education and decided to do a PhD in this. So that's how my educational background started. So I have experience in as far as teaching in the classroom, regular classroom, children all different ages, from kindergarten to all the way above high school. But then another way of reaching and helping kids was through educating future teachers and current teachers. So that's what I'm doing now. But several years ago, we decided to get a dog for family. We didn't have a dog. I waited for my daughter to get just a little bit bigger, more mature. We thought, I think we were ready for the dog. We have some time. So we got our golden doodle, Carmel.
Mhm.
And we never had a dog like that. She's a full size golden doodle, over 60 pounds. And when she was half a year old, she was very hard to walk. It was impossible to walk her. And so we were afraid as far as what's going to happen, because we've heard that if they pull too much on on the leash, you can like damage their neck. So, but the dog has to walk. But what can you do if the dog just keeps pulling incredibly? They are essentially hunting dogs, mixed between golden retriever and poodle. So I we got an idea that we have to ask a trainer. We have to reach out to experts who would help us in helping us in how to walk our dog.
Yeah.
So I found a trainer. It was very challenging to find a trainer in my area, but she agreed to come to our house. She heard the story. She was intrigued, and she says, "Well, guess what? I'm going to come to your house, and we see what we can do."
Mhm.
She told us about a certain type of harness, a certain type of color that we can use. She came and it was like magic. We used her knowledge and that special harness. And Carmel started walking by my side almost instantly.
Yeah.
And that's how everything started. All of a sudden, my dog could walk by my side instead of pulling me. She was incredibly strong. I had no idea how strong dogs can be. And then it went from there. We went to more trainings with that trainer, and all of a sudden all of us started noticing certain features about my dog, that she's very gentle, that yes, she's hyper, she's a young golden doodle, but there is some gentle demeanor about her, something that can really help in her becoming therapy dog. So that's how it really started, by working with someone knowledgeable and someone who could who recognized her potential as a future therapy dog. Yeah.
Right, right. That's an impressive story. And a lot of times, persons don't think that the dogs can be or become a therapy dog, even though, the old adage, dogs are a man's best friend,
Yeah.
type of thing, and the companionship that comes on with dog. But I don't think a lot of people recognize the wellness aspect that dogs bring to their lives, in
Yes.
addition to a dog becoming a therapy dog. So, do you mind explaining for the audience and those who are watching this on the replay, um, if they're not sure, okay, I want a dog, but I didn't know that a dog could provide me with emotional support, or
Hmm.
could be a guard dog, or just explain the different type of ways, one can
Yes.
utilize the companionship of a dog.
So basically, every type of dog that an owner has is a special dog for that owner, and it can provide incredible benefits.
Mhm.
It can become officially emotional support animal. So emotional support animal means a pet, usually dog, that provides calmness, um, just helps in general well-being. And people who would like to have this kind of official label for a dog emotional support animal generally need uh, like a certificate, signed paper, let's say from a psychologist, from a therapist, from a doctor, who can state, well, this dog really provides some benefit for my patient. And what it does is that if you have a paper like that, if someone lives, let's say, in an apartment where dogs are not allowed at all, because there are situations like that, if you have an officially, let's say, yeah, an official emotional support animal, you can be allowed to have this dog officially stay with you, live with you, because not all places allow that. Um, so that's one thing. Now, in some situations, dogs can provide extremely specialized support for the owner, and they are so-called service dogs.
Mhm.
That means they have to be able to perform some kind of task that for that owner. Let's say some dogs are able to sense certain allergen and things like that, so they can help alert the owner, the person they provide service for, that let's say this food has something bad in this and they cannot eat it, or they can even sense when there is a seizure coming,
Yeah.
and that can alert the owner and some people around. So these are like very specialized tasks. So
Mhm.
that's a service dog, and such dogs have access anywhere, really, wherever the owner goes, on the planes, even to restaurants. And the therapy dog is another category of a working animal that's different from these two categories. Therapy dog provides calmness, stress relief
Mhm.
to many different people.
Yeah.
So, for instance, I take my dog to an educational setting, to a school, to a classroom.
Yeah.
Um, I could take her also to a medical facility. Other people do that too, or nursing homes.
Yes.
These situation required certifications because you take your dog to a facility where they see a lot of people and a lot of people, children, and not only get in touch with your dog. So that means they have to be certified, they have to have health records updated, and these therapy dog organizations take care of it. So that's why this is a little bit more involved and requires certifications and often training that leads to that certification.
Right, right. I mean, you've just described various ways and different type
Yeah,
of dogs, the service dog, guard dogs, therapy dogs, and the different ways that they serve us, right? And
exactly.
protect us as well. And the power of that, because we're living in a time right now where there's a lot of stress and anxiety,
Yes,
right?
yes.
There's a lot on everyone, whether that be family stress, work stress, business,
Hmm.
financial stress, wellness, overall wellness. And it's like,
Yeah,
how do we find ways in which, we can incorporate different, methods and or animals in this case, to alleviate some of that stress and anxiety, and or even if you're just looking for companionship, I mean, and to provide and care for a pet, right? And I think one of the beauty about what you do,
yeah,
in terms of providing education and support around the utilization of dog therapy, and also using Carmel, is providing people with hope, showing people that sometimes, it's a matter of petting the animal, right? And I'm
yes.
just going to stick to a dog here because we're talking
Hmm.
about dog therapy. Petting them loving on you, you loving on them,
Exactly.
walking them, caring for them overall, and the positive emotional effects of all of that, right? Because it ultimately does something to the brain, and it does something
Yes.
positive to the overall lifestyle of that person, right?
Yes, I mean there are a lot of studies, quite a few studies that really show that there are certain chemicals, and not just one type of chemical in the brain, that they get elevated when we interact with a dog. It doesn't have to be a therapy dog, but certainly, if you can imagine, if you bring the animal to the classroom. Uh, the classrooms are just what they are. What they are. I mean, it's a room with desks and chairs, lots of kind of teaching and educational tools, and there are wonderful teachers.
Hmm.
But when you, as a therapy dog team, enter the classroom with your dog, and you see the faces of children and the teacher, you know that everything looked different before you came. And all of a sudden, when you came in with your dog, everything changed, just the way people feel. And it's very strange and very difficult to describe, but that is why therapy dog teams, people who do the, and it's a voluntary work, we don't get paid for this,
Hmm.
but that's why we love doing this, because when you enter the classroom and you see the faces of people you are visiting, and it's very hard to describe, it's just incredible happiness. They act like they forget that they are in school.
Yes.
Everything changes immediately. They connect to the world through the dog, which is amazing. So you can only imagine how many different things occur in the brain, and
Right.
all of these things are good, right? Are
Right.
beneficial. And what happens is that this influences, so the stress level goes down, anxiety level in kids goes down to the point where we've observed, and I have to mention here a wonderful teacher I work with, Lucinda, who is really an incredible person, very open to experimentation, innovation, trying different things with dogs and children. So it's just amazing to see what's happening. And some kids, they have certain behavioral plans because of the anxiety and what happens and how they release the anxiety in the classroom, which is not always in a positive way. But when I come with my dog, everything changes. They don't have to, the teachers don't have to use the behavioral plan all of a sudden. They get engaged, they get excited, they even get creative as far as the learning goes, and they want to learn. They don't find it boring. It's just amazing what it does.
Yeah.
So we can imagine
Mhm.
animals, how much they do for us. We don't always maybe um, are aware of this
Right.
in the way we are. But when you see what happens with children in school, and I have to mention this too, some kids don't have animals at home. They
Right.
don't have a dog. Maybe some have cats or
Mhm.
another type of animal, which was wonderful. But this has given them a chance to interact with a dog and learn positive ways of interacting with a dog. In some
Mhm.
cases, children are afraid of dogs.
Yeah.
So, having the therapy dog in the classroom, they can even overcome the fear of dogs. There's all kinds of benefits. They
Right.
learn about the dogs, what they are, how we need to take care of them. So, that's important. They learn responsibility, kindness.
Mhm.
Also learn social emotional skills from the dog, and we can do it in some innovative ways. We ask and very simple ways, actually. It's
Yeah.
very There are very simple techniques. You can just ask children, well, how is your therapy dog showing kindness, that she's kind? And they all want to describe it. They all just, hands are in the air, they want
Yeah.
to participate. All of a sudden everybody wants to participate, and they describe how Carmel shows kindness. And then you can ask them, well, how can you then learn from her how she shows kindness, and
Yes.
how you can show kindness in a way that you learn from Carmel to other people? And then we talk how Carmel sometimes shows kindness in a way that's a little bit different because she's a dog.
Mhm.
They think about how they can change this way so it's more like people appropriate. But
Mhm.
they just literally can learn so much from the dog about
Yeah.
kindness, about responsibility, because the dog is kind, is
Right.
responsible, and they love to describe it because they love the dog. That's what
Mhm.
this is about. It's all about love, love for the animal who visits the classroom.
Mhm.
And then the learning is so connected and authentic and connected to the world through the connection with the dog.
Yeah, that's absolutely amazing. As you were talking, because you're doing such important work, and I know you primarily work with children as well, and the teachers, and bringing in the therapy dog. But as you were talking, I was thinking about this is important to have therapy dogs also too in the workplace. I know
Yeah.
when I was in
Yeah.
the hospital on certain units, um, therapy dogs will come in, but I also think that regular staff members
Yeah.
benefit from from time to time
Yeah.
having a few minutes
Hmm.
therapy dog, because like you said, it definitely does contribute to that happy hormone. I think it's
Yes.
endorphin, I believe, don't quote me anyone, but that happy hormone that makes us feel good.
Yeah.
We immediately lighten up the anxiety,
Yes. Hmm.
decrease, stress levels perhaps decrease. And a dog is so loving. I mean, once they see you, they're wagging their tails, they're trying to
Yes,
you,
exactly.
it just
Yeah.
brings such humanness to us, because they teach us
Yes.
a lot. I mean, I don't know if I've told you this, Dr. Barbara, but growing up I had a dog when I was living in Jamaica, not in America.
Hmm.
However, I do remember the love that I had for my dogs, and I would say this, just off the since we're on this topic, my dad really loved the dogs. My dog
Yeah.
would literally wait at the gate for my dad to return home from
Yep.
work, and for some reason, the dog will time my father. So, like, so for instance, if he were to come home usually by 6 o'clock, the dog is out there like from 5:30 waiting at
Yep.
the gate for him to come. It was so, amazing. And the
It is.
joy that they bring, when they see you, it
Hmm.
makes you want to light up too. So, you
Exactly.
spoke about kindness, you spoke about the teaching of responsibility. I
Yeah.
learned how to be responsible too for caring for a dog, making sure that the dog is,
Hmm.
you
Yeah.
bathing the dog. And I know I'm talking about having a dog at home, but some people don't have that access to that.
Right.
But in the overall conversation of the importance of having dogs either as pets or in the therapeutic aspect of things,
Yeah.
I believe that even as grown adults in the workplace, because there's so much stress and tension
Yes,
at times,
there is.
yes,
Hmm.
then it can help, to bring people together. That's
Yeah.
one. And
Hmm.
because you're caring and you're loving a common thing or animal, which is the dog, right? And that somehow will bring people together, I believe, in a
Yes,
positive
and I
way.
have to mention here too. Sometimes I take my dog to the place where I work,
Yes,
and so in the hallway, I will be meeting my colleagues, other professors, and other students because we have undergraduate students and graduates, but undergraduates are not online. All of a sudden, just everybody is talking to each other and they petting my dog, and there is more conversations going on. And I
yes.
remember one time I came with my dog, and all of a sudden, I see the student approaching me, and she says, "Oh my goodness, I thought I was hallucinating. I thought I heard a dog here." And I was like, that can be possible. And all of a sudden, I see your dog. I
Uh-huh.
and she says, "I can't believe it. This is like so awesome. That's like the best thing that happened today."
Yeah,
And you see their smiles, and it's making like their whole day. Nothing else matters, because when you have something cool like that happening, something nice and warm and fun, like everything else is just okay, it's important,
yes,
but this situation just casts like a different light on everything.
yeah,
And again, like you're
absolutely.
saying, conversations, everybody's together
Yeah,
talking about the dogs. So there should be more dogs also in workplaces
yeah,
that do not even involve children, because they contribute just the wellness to all of us. And
yeah,
especially in this post-pandemic world, we see anxiety levels are
yeah,
higher in very small children, but also in adults.
yes,
It is kind of a little bit, we are a little bit on edge because we all remember how it was. And then teenagers too.
right.
So bringing therapy dogs to places where we have teenagers, um, anybody vulnerable, but they just benefit just everybody. There is no group of people they don't benefit, unless
Yeah,
somebody has a severe allergy.
I agree.
But these situations can be also taken care of, and usually in schools where the therapy visits don't start just all of a sudden. The teacher has a conversation with parents. There's a special permission slip. So there is some information, and the teacher needs to find out how to, if there is some issues with allergies or not. But very rarely, they are really very severe cases of allergies. But these things can be arranged, can be figured out. It's just when everybody is open to experimenting with this and to inviting therapy dog team, there are things that need to be put in place, but they can be discussed and things can be properly figured out, because there are
Yes,
rules that are
yes, of
that
course.
come from therapy dog organizations, and not only, and also from the school. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And so let's switch gear a bit, Dr. Barbara. I know that
Mhm.
you are a two-time published author and you have your third book up and coming. So if you may tell us about your two books that you have now,
Mhm.
what they're about, how can people find them to buy them to for their kids or even when they for themselves, and also on the tail end of that about your upcoming third book.
Well, thank you so much for mentioning this. So, if you can go through my Instagram account, which appears here on the bottom of the screen, and you can go to my bio on Instagram account, and there is a link there to my website.
Mhm.
And once on the website, you will see you can sign up for a newsletter, or you can just browse through those two books. So the first book, From Unruly to Therapy Dog, describes this journey, how we became Therapy Dog team. And it's kind of cool because it shows all the steps we went through and the types of training. So it can be like a tool that serves as learning
Mhm.
as far as how to become a therapy dog team.
Yes.
And another book is more about my record of our visits so far, and what kind of benefits happened as a result of these visits. And I interview teachers in that book too. So that's interesting to hear, not just from me, but from teachers who worked with us. And the book that is going to be released very soon is going to be more about more innovative aspects of dog therapy, how we help children in becoming accomplished writers. And
Mhm.
some of the children didn't even want to write a sentence for the teacher. So, how it all
Wow.
happened, what kinds of innovative ideas we used to incorporate my dog more
Mhm.
closely into literacy activities, and
Wow.
what happened as a result of that. And also, we include activities for math lessons, because it turns out that my dog can also teach math. Like, seriously,
Yeah. Yeah.
kids have so much fun, and they don't just learn math, they practice skills.
Yes.
They want to so bad calculate everything properly, because they're like so competitive, and they know that Carmel, my dog, is going to listen to their answers.
Yes.
So they really are just striving so much to say correct answers, and you can see on their faces how much they are
Mhm.
into it. And they play hide and seek, so there is a lot of even movement in the classroom as a result of this. So you have math, you have some
Mhm.
writing, you have movement, and you have entertainment on top of it.
Yeah, I mean, that's amazing. And this is one of the reasons too why I was so intrigued about what you do as
Yeah,
I started to learn more about you and connect more with you, Dr. Barbara, because I think that dog therapy is a topic that's not talked much about. And you
yeah,
know, like we've discussed in this conversation, it extends, and the benefits are so
yeah,
tremendous to extend it out to not only children, you know, and I believe all schools should have the ability to from time to time bring in therapy dogs, you know,
exactly.
not for children with say disabilities, but for everyone.
For
Everyone can
everyone.
benefit.
Exactly, Raquel. I'm glad you are bringing this on, because I
Yeah.
think that we kind of generally know about therapy dogs,
Hmm.
but I've been an innovator all my life and in this career of education. So
Yes.
I'm innovating here too. And I just figured out, together with the wonderful teacher I work with, that there's so much more that can be done for the benefits of children if we are more creative with dog therapy. Why not? If we stay within certain requirements, of course, there is so much more you can do
Hmm.
if therapy dog teams and teachers work a little bit more closely, and it's just all fun, and
Yes.
it's just amazing what happens. It's like you can even have entertainment, like
Right.
teaching and learning can be entertaining too.
Of
And
course,
that's
not have to be boring. Right.
exactly.
Yeah.
So
Right.
children are just always last time when we had a math
Hmm.
session, I go to a little group of math, it's intermediate math,
Yes.
and they were thinking that I'm going on the field experience with them and with Carmel. They just want you to be a part of their life. Like they
Yeah.
would like you to have it, to have you there every day. And we go
Yes.
once a week, but there are schools that never saw a therapy dog,
Mhm.
and we have to
Right.
do something about it. That's why
Yeah.
I'm doing what I'm doing.
Yeah, absolutely. We have to spread the awareness more.
Mhm.
I'm happy to be able to support this movement
Thank
as
you so
well, and
much.
I know that your books will be you know, selling even more because it's important. And again, I will go back and say, you know, outside of the classroom, you know,
Yes,
in business places, in
exactly.
workplaces, you know, therapy
Yeah,
dogs is a way to incorporate wellness, because everything these days is about wellness. I work in a space too where it's
Yeah.
about wellness all the time and mental
Yes.
health. And therapy dogs, even if it's 15 minutes playtime, can be
Yes, doesn't have to be a
tremendous for.
lot.
Yeah, it
You're
could be
right.
tremendous for somebody's emotional needs at the time, improve their mood, lower their stress levels.
Hmm.
I'm also talking for adults as well.
Yes,
Um,
adults benefit tremendously because
yes,
I am aware of this. It's not only about children. When we go in the, we are in the hallway in the school, I see other teachers or other types of staff, and they just, when they see us right away, they
I
just want
know.
to pet Carmel,
Yes,
and they say right away, "Oh my goodness, my day is going to be so good because I've seen Carmel," and she wags her tail, and she's a little funny, and
yes.
so it changes everything. And the amazing part is about this innovation, that it can be very simple. It can be
Hmm.
very simple, and we just need to be open a little bit more to it,
Yes,
and maybe know a little bit more of those benefits. So that's the reason behind the book, really,
yes,
to kind of show what more we can do with the dogs. And it's all fun, but it really
yes.
benefits both well-being and academics. So basically
Yes.
everything.
Everything, absolutely.
Yep.
I 100% agree with that. And so everyone, if you're watching this live on the replay, I am urging everyone to share it with a friend, share
Exactly.
it with parents, share it with your family member or
Hmm.
someone that's perhaps going through some trying times, and
Yeah.
introduce them to dog therapy. You never know. Maybe they would want to be or want to learn more. They can
Yeah.
learn more by connecting with Dr. Barbara, or
Sure.
definitely purchasing her books that she has, and she has an upcoming book. So tell us again, Dr. Barbara, where can people find you and connect with you?
So the easiest way is probably to go on my Instagram account, which is dr.barb.educator. And I am always happy to see any DM messages with questions about my dog, with the therapy dog work and how to get certified. I can provide all kinds of tips about it. I love to have these conversations. So I just invite you personally to my Instagram account and to chat with me just like that.
Yeah, absolutely. You definitely want to follow her on Instagram. And also, which she didn't speak about, but I'll speak about it here. She also conducts her own interviews as well. So you definitely want to go on her Instagram website and watch the replays for some of our past interviews and of course upcoming ones centered
Yeah,
around
thank you.
therapy, dog therapy, and you get to see her cute dog
Yeah.
Ernie on there as well. So I mean, when you see dogs, you just have to smile. It just lights you up, and your mood will
Exactly.
instantaneously be better. I can
Yep.
assure you. All right. So, Dr.
Yes.
Barber, thank you so much for your time today and for educating us more about the utilization of dog therapy, the many, many benefits of it, how we need to spread this awareness and this message more and this knowledge of
Yes.
the benefits of dog therapy. And it's just been a pleasure talking to you some more. So I look forward to inviting you on in the different capacities that we'll be
Yes.
collaborating with, right? And any last
Mhm.
words that you want to share for our audience?
Thank you so much. It was just such a pleasure to be able to talk to you, Raquel. And what I can share, I think the most important thing is that if we are serious about educating healthy and gifted children, we have to do something to help them in this. And we have wonderful teachers, we have wonderful experts such as psychologists and counselors in school, but it's not enough. We need something else. We need some kind of magic, and dogs bring the magic that can have lasting benefits for children. I have children remembering our therapy visits from last year, and it's just something they will always remember.
Hmm.
Therefore, it's just very important to be able to provide something like that for them and spread more awareness about it. I think it's just extremely important.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much again for your time,
You're
guys. I
welcome. Thank
remember
you. And
very
thank you, everybody else. Thank you so much. It was awesome.
You're very welcome. Remember, guys, share this live, and if you want to connect with us, connect with Dr. Barbara on
Yes.
Instagram at
Yes,
Dr.
please do.
Educator, and myself at Raquel A. Walters,
Yes,
or here on the Your Purpose and Business Facebook page. Talk to you guys soon, and remember, always be good to yourself. Bye for now.
exactly. Thank
Yes.
you so much, Raquel. And thank you, everyone. Bye bye.
Bye. You're welcome.
Thank you.